Hello everyone, this is Saayi. In today's video, I will be coloring this illustration of Venti from Genshin Impact. I want to make a sort of series of portraits on this sketchbook. This was the first sketchbook that I got ever in my life, which was about a year ago or so. But I didn't use it that much because I didn't like the size of it for the type of drawings I wanted to make. You know, the different characters' poses I like to make. I still think that, but it's a perfect size for these portraits I want to make of my favorite characters. At first, I wanted to make these portraits into YouTube shorts, and the first one I did was Kaeya, also from Genshin Impact. That short did fairly well. It reached 2,500 visits, which is the most I can expect considering my channel is small. For those of you who don't know, YouTube shows your shorts in segments. First, they show your short to 100 people. If it does well, YouTube shows it to more people. But to pass 2.4K visits, your short needs to do better. And I don't pretend to become viral with a drawing short, which is directed to a niche. So for me right now, reaching those 2.4K visits was my goal in shorts. That usually gave me 10 new subscribers. But then I did the Dialogue shorts, and that one only got 800 views and no new subscribers. And I felt awful because that painting took me a long time to make and I thought it turned out really well. So I was expecting those 2.4K visits. So I decided I won't do more shorts, at least until I get monetized. Until then, only my long videos sum up watch hours, which I need to get monetized. So, is it a strategy? Yes. But also, I feel like it's such a waste to take a long time making an illustration, putting a lot of effort and love into it to only show 60 seconds of the process that will be shown to people who do not click in it, who don't decide to watch. It just appears randomly into their shorts feed. So most of them will just scroll down, while the long form video shows the process better and people click in it willingly. So even if I reach those same 800 views, those are 800 people who chose to watch my video, which is far more important and encouraging to me. To tell you the truth, I never liked the idea of making shorts for drawings. It seemed too narrow of a time lapse for me, but I felt forced to do them since they are the new trend. But it didn't fit my preferences that much. Unless it will be a fast drawing, a doodle that will take me 5 minutes to make, but not a full illustration. So, that was my experience with shorts so far. Maybe I'll find a way to make them again in the future, but for now, I'll just make long form videos. So, if you're watching this, thank you! Now for the illustration. As you must already have noticed, this is a spread that Venti shares with Dialogue. Since Dialogue's color scheme is basically red, I wanted to make Venti's color scheme green. Red and green are complementary colors, so together they would look astonishing. So this is why I started to color the shadows for Venti green, which is really crazy, I admit it. But as the coloring progresses, it will make more sense. The base colors were made with alcohol markers and the shadows with colored pencils. The green I used was a lime green, a bit desaturated but not as much as I like. So to desaturate it a bit more, I used red and pink colors on top. As I've stated before in other videos, to create a desaturated version of any color, you combine it with its complementary color. Now, I tried this with paint and of course it worked, but I wasn't sure if it will work the same with colored pencils. But as far as I am concerned, it did, or at least it looked good to my eyes. I also used a bit of cold gray to desaturate the shadows. Since these are alcohol markers, I can expect a lot of bleed through to the other page, so I put an extra sheet of paper in between. About Venti, he's such a cute and funny character. I had a lot of fun playing his arc, and I was very sad when he left. Oh, I hope to get him at some point, but I still don't have that many characters. It might take a while, but I will try my best to get him. I gotta admit that this illustration was pretty straightforward. I didn't feel like I had to struggle that much to make. If anything, I was just calmly adding colors in the shades of green and red, and I was sure that in case I messed up some part, I would have been able to fix it with gouache later. So I just took it easy and had a great time with it. And even if it could look like it took me a long time to make, it was not as much as when I paint with gouache, since here I don't have to mix per se, just to add color after color, which I always keep tidy and organized, so it's easy to pick up and use. I mean, it didn't take me an hour and a half to finish. I'm not Sam Does Art. It still took me good 6 to 7 hours, but it was still less than my gouache paintings. The look, for example, took me easily 10 good hours to finish. So alcohol markers and colored pencils might become my favorite technique. The last time I used it was on my illustration of Kaeya. That was around 3 or 4 months ago. So it's a shame I didn't use it before, because I feel this technique is very soothing. It's like therapeutic, but I will probably use it a lot more from now on. I believe the reason I haven't used it until now was because I was a bit scared of the bleed through of the alcohol markers. But now that I have more experience with gouache and I have been mixing a lot of colors, that makes it a lot easier for me to think about using gouache. So fixing the bleed through with paint now is not as dreadful as it was before. In other informations, I've been streaming lately. I don't know if you're interested in streaming, but the first one I did was me drawing one of my webcomics. But the second one I did was me drawing Lumine from Genshin Impact as well. I've been very obsessed with characters from Genshin Impact lately, as you might have already noticed. And that painting is obviously traditional. I am so far to this point with that painting, but I plan on finishing on stream as well. So if you want, you can join, chat a bit, and have a great time. It's one of the things that I'm planning to do for the channel. The last stream was vertical format. It was the first time that I ever tried to stream on vertical format. I didn't like it too much because I can't use the footage to, for example, make a video out of it. I don't have the best quality camera to record, so I felt it lost a lot of resolution. And although I had a lot of people popping up to the stream compared to the first horizontal one that I made, there were some rude people popping up that of course got the stream recommended randomly on the shorts feed that of course weren't interested in my drawings, and I didn't like that too much either. I felt kind of uncomfortable having people just popping up to say random things, so I will just stick to horizontal format from now on, even streaming traditionally. So shorts for me are a no-no for now. It's been quite difficult to understand how YouTube works. I've had my channel for a while, but I didn't post regularly until December last year, 2023. So I've been actively posting content for 4 months, and there's a lot of things you need to learn when you want to have your YouTube channel and you want somehow to make your YouTube channel successful. One of the things that I've learned, other than the shorts that I commented you before on this video, was that changing the subject of your channel even a tiny bit can seriously damage your channel. For example, the last video that I posted was me drawing. I was still drawing. It was not like I started cooking or anything. I was drawing, but it was digital and it was one of my webcomics and it flopped. My views were going up with each video that I was posting, and that one made very little views, very similar to the ones that I got at the beginning in December last year. So making some research, yes, in those channels that teach you how to be a YouTuber, they tell you that even if you stray a bit from the tone you gave your channel, that could damage your channel a lot. So I'm hoping that with this video things get back to track. I'm hoping. Otherwise, I will just keep posting the content that I was posting so far, which was basically traditional content, and I will try not to stray from there until later when I have more subscribers and I have some sort of community. At least that is what is advised for any YouTube channel, especially if they are new or newish like my case. And I think it's a bit sad because the reason that I had to create this YouTube channel was precisely to direct followers or subscribers that I got here on YouTube to maybe some of them feel motivated to read my webcomics. And I didn't know that if I set the tone of traditional illustrations, it would be impossible to do what I wanted. I didn't know that in the beginning. So I believe that if I want to make people invested in my webcomics, I will have to create a new YouTube channel that it will be centered in webcomics. And it's a bit sad and crazy to think that my initial intention for this YouTube channel will not be fulfilled. But well, it's not completely bad because it's not like I'm having an awful time creating traditional content. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I learn things with each illustration. I believe that in these 4 months that I've been creating content and videos for this channel, I've improved my drawings and obviously painting and coloring skills a lot. I have improved in 4 months what I haven't probably improved in years. So it's not bad. I'm still happy with this YouTube channel. What saddens me is that the initial intention for this channel will not be fulfilled. That's all. And look, after sharing my struggles and thoughts about YouTube, we've reached almost the end of the illustration. Here, I wanted to deepen the shadows of the nose, but I didn't like it. I thought it was too dark. So I just grabbed another alcohol marker, a lighter color, and even the colorless blender, and I removed that dark shadow. Let it dry and painted on top with the colored pencils. A very happy discovery that I made was that I could paint with a lighter shadow of colored pencils on top of a dark shadow of alcohol markers. Probably very basic, but I didn't notice that you could do this before. Actually, I thought it was impossible with my colored pencils. So I took a lot of advantage of that discovery to make cute color combinations in the shadow areas. I also made Venti's eyes pop a bit more with a bit of gouache, and defined other areas with gouache like the nose, and I gave highlights to the hair and skin with the gouache. Finally, I fixed Venti's head shape with the mixture of paint that I made to resemble my sketchbook sheets color. It has come very in handy to fix mistakes. And this is it, the final result. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to watch another one, I'll leave you this one here. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!